What if you could get better sleep? I know that sleep is a common struggle for a lot of us, myself included. Before I implemented some things into my days, into my life, it was a struggle. Research shows that almost 70% of women struggle with sleep. Crazy. Like, that's almost 3 out of 4 of us. So if you're in a room with some friends, most likely all of you have some sleep troubles. It's mind-blowing to me because sleep is so important to how we function and how we operate, how our brain capacity, how we feel, like mentally, physically, like just so important. And we go without it. We don't realize we're not sleeping well. We don't prioritize it, or we have other like various underlying things that are contributing to not getting good sleep. So in a recent video, I mentioned that I was not sleeping well before I started my meditation practice. I have experienced personally the issues that occur when we don't get good quality sleep. So some of you might think, oh, I sleep for 9 hours. How many times do you wake up? Are you restless? Are you actually getting through the sleep cycle during that time? The body and brain need rest. We need that time to repair and to replenish ourselves after all that we go through each day. I was fatigued. I had chronic pain. I was incredibly irritable, short-tempered, impatient, you name it. I could not wait to get to bedtime, but then I couldn't fall asleep once I got there. Between the mind chatter, my body aching, all these like pains I had, I just could not fall asleep. Like, it's kind of a battle. Can't wait for bedtime, but you get there and you can't get the rest you need. So if any of that is familiar to you, tune in, listen up. This is for you. So there are a number of shorter term things that are impacted when we don't get good sleep. We have difficulty staying awake. We have difficulty paying attention and focusing. It impacts the ability to retain new information, new memories, process information that's given to us. Struggling to stay awake also increases our chances of accidents and contributes to poor productivity. So like all the things when we're not sleeping well, it is impacting every single part of your life when you don't get good sleep. The long-term impacts though, now these are quite frankly huge reasons to make sure that we are doing what we can to get adequate rest. A few of them: high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attack, stroke. Those are things that can happen when we are chronically not sleeping well. So it's normal to have a day or, like one night every once in a while that sleep is sort of elusive. But when it's happening all the time, physically our body will start to show problems. So I want to do what I can to avoid all of those things, those short-term issues and the longer-term issues, but really, to avoid high blood pressure, to avoid the risk of diabetes. Those are huge, huge things. So if you struggle getting to sleep, I suggest having a wind down routine, or an evening ritual is what some of us like to call it. Some things that you do every night to help the brain recognize that it's time for rest. I'm going to take a drink because I have a little frog in my throat. Anytime that we set up a series of actions and we do them consistently, the brain knows what to expect. So like, you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you shower, you get dressed, you have your breakfast. Your brain doesn't necessarily think about those things. It just knows that this is what's happening to get ready for the day. And we can do the reverse in the evening by having a few things that help us get ready for sleep and rest. So a few things to consider: turning down the lights an hour or two before bedtime. We have a lot of synthetic artificial light technology being a huge one that actually is messing with our sleep cycles. It messes with our circadian rhythm. It messes with the hormones that tell us when to wake and sleep. Lots of research on that. I could go on, but that's one thing to just signal to the brain that it's time to wind down. Journaling and unloading the day. So getting out a notebook, like release everything from your mind, release everything from your heart, the weight of whatever happened today on your shoulders. Just get that out. You never have to read it or look at it again. Just write it down. Just release it out of your mind. You could do the same thing for what's coming tomorrow, anything you might be worried or anxious about, a gratitude list, things that made you smile, reasons to celebrate. All of that will just help reinforce this positive mindset as we go to bed. For me, it's a no-brainer for using my essential oils and diffusers to create a calm environment. Our sense of smell is super, super powerful, and that will trigger, just smelling that will trigger things in your mind that say, oh, this is what happens when we get ready for bed. You could add an affirmation to, again, reinforce that positive mindset of allowing rest and relaxation. We live in a society where it's go, 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 go all the time, and we just have such a hard time shutting off, turning off all the things, especially going on up here. So anytime we can reinforce that it's okay to rest, it's okay to take a break, do that. Affirmations are a great way to do that. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. So research suggests that various meditation, you knew that was coming, right? Can help improve insomnia. So this goes like if you have not just some sleep troubles, but to the point of symptoms or insomnia diagnosis, meditation can help. It may even improve sleep quality for those without existing sleep problems. So if you feel like I sleep pretty good, you could try meditation and it will help relax you one step further. So one thing that my clients say, and one thing that I experienced personally, is that when I would sit down to do meditation at bedtime, my mind would be racing. And so it was really, really hard to slow that chatter. And so that's where using that journaling technique before sitting down to meditate can be really helpful. So this process, the series of actions that you do, you could add reading in there, you could have some tea, you could take a bath, like whatever time frame that you have, and you don't have to do all of them every night. You could pick 3 or 4 that you feel good about that day and do those, and then the next day might look different. But it doesn't have to take a really long time. Like don't, turn the lights down before, but you can still be doing things and really 10 to 15 minutes before you're ready to lay down, implement some of these actions, and you'll start to notice a change. Having this evening ritual, this wind down routine, these steps that tell your brain that you are safe, you are calm, you are taken care of, you're ready for rest, can be really huge in getting good sleep. So I would love to know how many hours of sleep per night do you get, and do you sleep well during that time? If you have a tracker, maybe you like a fitness tracker, you want to check on your sleep cycles, your sleep rhythms to see like what's really going on and how well you're sleeping. And then try 1 or 2 of these things for a couple of days, or add in a couple of these things over the next week and see what changes, see what you notice. Do you feel more rested? Do you feel like you were able to fall asleep better or stay asleep longer? Any of those things. If you have questions about this, reach out, or you want to talk through what this might look like for you, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know, and I would be again, more than thrilled to assist you and give you some support, because sleep contributes to everything that happens in our lives.